Hey, what's up, guys? This is quite interesting. I was recently going through my videos and I saw that some saying, so I decided that we're gonna make a video about this. This is a Saintontas saying that Hoyoverse is gaslighting everybody, and its thumbnail is basically it's only 23 polls. Now, I understand coping, and I think he should have just left this alone, but he just don't want to die on it. So apparently he can't count because this is 20 poles plus 160 polychromes, and all of a sudden it's only 23 poles. Let's hear what he has to say about this because it's quite
Going to
interesting.
Walden University really helped me a lot. My way to my career was unconventional. I was
Sorry
Ladies
to hear about
and
that.
gentlemen, I think it's time for us to talk about a very troubling topic in the Wuthering Waves community and kind of just the gacha community as a whole.
In the Withering Waves communities, very troubling. Really. Okay.
And that is, of course, the amount of just absolute nonsense and garbage that we're actively going to be seeing on pretty much every single social media outlet because of, in my opinion, one thing in particular. And that is the Zenless Zone Zero 2.0 anniversary update and all of its amazing rewards that so many individuals are touting as, well, God's gift to gacha. And these are kind of just the facts about the situation. In my opinion, having any sort of general critique or really just stating the facts about this anniversary is something that's going to get you, let's be honest here, lambasted across both the Wuthering Waves
God.
and the Zenless Zone Zero community. You can just see from over here, yeah, this video is getting fucking attacked in the present. This is one of the craziest dislike ratios, believe me, it's actually worse than this, that I've ever seen. And you'll get a ton of comments saying that I'm completely out of pocket, that I'm saying things that don't make very much sense at all. I told you not to post. Yeah, I'm not a pussy, though. Yeah, I'll post whatever I want. And now people are going ahead, right? They're spamming my comment section, saying stuff. There's a reason even the community of the game he shills for doesn't like him, by the way. Yeah, that's why I have 60,000 subscribers, because people don't like me. There's just, I hope y'all didn't hate wuwa community because of this guy. They're all basically saying that I'm
Okay, yeah. I don't hate War's community because of this guy. In fact, I don't even hate like Wuthering Waves players because like even for the rewards, the Wuthering Waves rewards, anniversary rewards, a lot of Wuthering Waves players who that actually play the game agreed with things that I said in my videos that I wanted them to do a little better. And like the whole issue with a free 5-star selector is not that like say anybody's gonna really get like full value from it, but it's like something that is a courtesy to the players to show that the devs care about you. But so when they decide that it's now the norm, and it's not even the main top four gacha games. It's now the norm for most of these gacha games now to give out a free 5-star standard character at least. And to see that everybody else is doing it except Wuthering Waves, it does feel away. And to see people justifying this by saying that we got one when the game was bugged and had a lot of issues and they had to compensate us is just wrong. But they just don't get it.
wrong. I'm saying stuff that's
Mind you, we still haven't even started talking about like the thing that you're saying that we're only getting 23 polls and in Zone Zero.
just not real, and that I am over.
And mind you, whenever he talks about Wither Ways, he counts the event polls as well, like polls you get from that, like adding things up in their polls. Even standard banner polls he counts. Like nobody counts that.
Overreacting. I have a double standard, guys. This is the thing.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
go
true.
ahead and actually talk about the facts of the anniversary. Let's talk about what everybody is comparing Wuthering Waves to, and let's just be honest here, fueling posts like this, because I think the narrative that has been spread across the Wuthering Waves and the Zenless Zone communities is that Zenless Zone Zero's anniversary is the best fucking thing ever. It completely clears wuwas. But after doing a breakdown, after doing a little bit of research, I have to say, I actually think ZZZ's is worse. So
Oh my god, bro. No way. This man said ZZZ's anniversary is worse. We got a whole entire lot of quality of life improvement. A new story, main story quest. We get side story quests. We get a free 5-star limited standard banner character and a 5-star weapon character. Weapon banner. I can't even speak today. What are you talking about, bro? A free outfits? There's even a web event right now where you could possibly win an Xbox Series X, iPhone, skins, Ellen Joe's skin. Like, there's so much good things in this anniversary, and to say that this anniversary is at the same level or worse than Wuthering Waves, where literally every single reward that you can possibly get is like something you have to pay for. The spending event, the skins is something you have to buy. Oh my god. The anniversary events are tedious, and like they just give little rewards for like so much time to invest. Events that are time gated, that you only have to go in, you have to go in at a specific time in order to do it. Like, the reason why I'm not feeling it is because I'm not doing these events, because I don't need the pulls anymore. Like, if a game is gonna be treating me like this, then I am not spending money on whatever race ever again. I spend money on it once, and like never will I ever do it again, because like no.
With that, let's go ahead and explain why I'm
Zenless Zone Zero I'll spend money on. I'm gonna buy the skin for I don't even remember her name. All I remember is that her boobs are big. That new Void Hunter character that's coming out. I'm gonna get the skin for Astro Yao, because that is beautiful.
saying
I
this.
won't get
As
Ellen
you're all
Room.
familiar, right, the overall rewards of the Zenless Zone Zero anniversary is as follows. You get a standard 5-star, okay. A standard W engine, cool. 10 pulls in the form of 1600 polychromes, a bunch of like other anniversary related stuff that's, not really factored in. 3 pulls in the form of a 7-day login event. 10 pulls in another 7-day login.
Okay, to give a little bit of context, you see that 3 pulls? It's before the anniversary even launched. It's like extra stuff. I don't really. I was completely shocked when I logged in and I see that there's a 7-day login event and I'm still getting pulls. And I was like, we're getting this pull this early? And that is interesting. It's really cool. It's it's really nice. It's really
Event.
nice.
And then 10 pulls in another login event. So that brings the total up to, I think, 33 pulls just from what we're seeing on here. I think there's 2 more in the form of pre-registration. So that is 35 total pulls or anniversary rewards, along with the 2 standard 5-stars, which are, they are what they are. So this is the thing, guys. It's not actually 35 pulls for your anniversary. Counting in those pre-registration rewards. If they're met, it's 33 otherwise.
Really? Okay.
What you'll notice across Endless Zone Zero is that something they do every single patch, ladies and gentlemen, is Zenless Zone Zero gives out a 10 pull on every single update. And that is just something that has happened in 1.7, and then it also happened in 1.6. It's happened in every single version of the game. And so at a baseline, if you're comparing the game's Zenless Zone Zero 2.0's anniversary rewards versus a baseline patch, it's actually 23 or 25 pulls above a regular patch.
What?
That is
No way, bro. I didn't expect that. No fucking way. If we are using, come on, don't. All right. Let's say we use the exact same argument Sane used on Wuthering Waves and say that we should be counting the extra pulls we're getting compared to the regular pulls. If that was the case with Wuthering Waves, without the apology, we will literally be getting no extra pulls. And that's the honest fact about it. If we're using Saintontas logics, we're only getting 10 pulls, and the 10 pulls were the anniversary pulls. What the apology for the bad rewards from Wuthering Waves. Like, oh my god. I'm not surprised. I know it was a reach. I know this was gonna be a reach. Saintontas is just entertaining, man. It's really entertaining. Like the levels of cope you have to have in order to come up with something like this is insane. Like I thought I genuinely thought he was gonna say that the other 10 poles is locked behind the next version, the second half where they integrated the 10 poles with the 10 bamboo poles. If he had went that way, I could understand that. But to use this reach, come on, man. I was literally expecting him to do that because that would have made more sense if he said that the other 10 poles is up behind the second half. I could understand that. I could really understand that. That was what I was thinking was going about. That would be more of a challenge for me to defend because I can actually say that, yeah, you have a point, but remember, you guys do have your 10 poles up behind the other half as well. And then they could counter it and say that there was a few hours for NA players to grab this reward. So, anyway, so it wouldn't matter. Like, that's where I was expecting this to go. I was not expecting him to take that route because that does make things look so much worse. Because if you're like counting it that way, then that just makes Wuthering Waves rewards look like nothing at all. And mind you, Wuthering Waves have to count like all the pulls that you get from the events that you have to do, like you have to put in work to do. When we don't get that treatment here with Hoiverse games. It's just kind of pathetic, to be honest. But we have 3 minutes in the video, and like surely you have to go the way I'm
Your
thinking.
anniversary differentiation is 2 standard 5 stars and 23.
Wait, let me see some of the comments first because that is like insane. Who was 57 limited poll breakdown does not include the single standard poll 10 after Zani batter 10 from the cube. So they're literally just counting like event polls. Like that is such a reach. Remember when we were taught HSR was different because they gave us free doctor ratio? It's the same cycle over again. ZZZ won't be any different. Like, I don't even know what that means, bro. Like, when Doctor Ratio came out free in Honkai Star Rail, it was such a hype because I can honestly say this. This is like tied to another video that I'm gonna make. Like, Honkai Star Rail was more of a competition to Genshin Impact than Wither Ways was. Like, and the funny thing about it is like they're from the same company and they competed with Genshin Impact and beat out Genshin Impact on multiple occasions. Like it was insane. The whole doctor ratio being free was literally a L to Genshin Impact. Like, bro, doctor ratio is okay if you know to play him right, but like at the time for his power level, it was pretty good. And it was just such a great time. Like us as Honkai Star Rail players or shitting on Genshin Impact players, the L ratio. It was the best meme. And fam, wait a second, he's right. If only Saint was this persistent with Changli cosplay. Oh, yo, and deception must be another day. Oh my god, man. Okay, so this is a little bit better. Here, Tara's gonna read again. Take cover, guys. If that was wuwa that gave us 23 polls, everybody would be complaining and furious. But since it's a Hoyogi, people are actually running with this shit. What the you know? Yeah, see, somebody actually said what I was expecting him to say. Hoyo locks those 10 poles away from the Archon and Void Hunter, while Kuro locks 10 poles for the Sentinel Resonator. It's still basically the same thing. I don't remember wuwa ever giving less than 67 limited. Oh my god, bro. Like, oh. Here before Hoyo should read this video. Like, bro.
That to me isn't really
To be fair, I'm gonna give Saint the W on this. Like he did rescue it for his audience, and as long as his audience are getting the copium from like this, I mean it's okay. Like when I'm playing Zenless Zone Zero, I am getting 33 plus polls plus all the other polls that they don't want to count that is gonna be in our events. Like there's one event in particular that is gonna give us 25,000 polychromes, but he didn't mention that. But you know, because he couldn't do the math really. But it is what it is. Based on what I saw, it looked like it was 30. Ooh, my God.
Yeah.
This was totally worth it.
Craziest thing ever. Maybe I'm like absolutely tripping. Maybe I'm just in the wrong over here to believe
The mental gymnastics that this man has to go through in order to justify that Wuthering Waves Rewards was better is fucking insane. Like, let me tell you something. In life, when you have to jump through hoops to justify something, this means that something is definitely wrong. And trust me, they're just jumping through a lot of hoops. I can't even believe. I literally think that Saintontas would have just left this alone and it would be it. It would be done. Like there would be nothing more to say. But Saintontas just keep digging his grave more and more and more, and it just look more and more pathetic.
that 23 pulls and 2 standard 5 stars isn't maybe the best patch ever. And you also have to factor in that 10 of those pulls that they're talking about, they're literally after the banner of the new limited character.
Oh my God, he said it. Let's go. Let's go. Because Wuthering Waves never did that. Absolutely not. Wuthering Waves did the same thing. Absolutely not. So let's minus those 10 polls, right? Yeah. Yeah, Saint.
new broken Void Hunter unit. June 25th is when her banner ends. So this one starts as her banner is ending. So
To be fair, that is a bad thing. But to be fair, that is a bad thing. I'll give him that credit. To be fair, that is a bad thing. That's 10 pulls that could guarantee you that character if you are free to play. So in that aspect, it's bad. But you know, when it this is the thing that I don't like with them with the hypocrisy. Because when it happened in Wuthering Waves, there was no complaints. Nobody was outraged about it. But if all you do it is bad. If Wuthering Waves do it, it's okay. It's okay. And if I complain about it, I'm just hating.
you
Interesting.
really only have 13 pulls over a regular patch for the newest 5-star unit. 13 pulls over a regular patch and 23 pulls as a whole over a regular patch in this game. And ladies and gentlemen, when that's the realization over here, let's do some correctional history when it comes to
Okay,
what
let's
we use,
go.
right? We got to our 58 pull number in this game. Or 57, sorry, 57
How do you get
limited
that?
pull number in this game, factoring in the login rewards. wuwa only has
Yeah.
5. So in actuality, if you're comparing wuwa's limited pulls on their anniversary to Zenless Zone Zero, it's going to be 52 limited pulls, subtracting these, compared to Zenless Zone Zero's 23. So ZZZ and wuwa over a regular patch, they're giving out 23 pulls versus 52. That's a difference of, if you can't do math, that's a difference of 29 pulls. So what you have to
Am I missing something here? Where is he finding this 20? Because and I don't want to do it. I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna see if I can find it. Give me 1 second. Let me. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Okay, bros. Bear with me. This is in Chinese, but like I'm good friends with Gacha Enjoyer, and he speaks fluent Chinese, so I think I know how to show this out. This is what Saintontas is talking about here. Now, mind you, this is like a calculation that is counting the pulls that you can buy from the shop, which is the monthly shop, the pulls that you're gonna get from events, and doing events, actual events, and the pulls that you're gonna be getting from like for as a reward. So this is where Saintontas is getting the 52 polls from. Like, see, even with the the monthly pass subscription plus the monthly pass plus the battle pass is monthly pass plus like a low spender is like 52, 57 polls. 52, 57 polls. 52 polls as a free to play. So you're getting 52 polls in total. This is where Saintontas is getting the 52 polls from this chart. Honestly. Now let's look at Zenith Zone Zero real quick. Zenith Zone Zero as a free to play in total, you're getting 161 polls. That is 3 times the amount. 3 times the amount of polls. How are we getting less polls than Wuthering Waves? And this is the thing that I'm saying. Like, Saint is never ever counting the polls from events, but is willing to count the polls from events on Wuthering Waves side. Because if we count the polls that is not events, it's 20 polls. It was 20 polls. It was 10 and then 20. Let's say 25 polls. It was 25 polls. I think 5 from the daily login, the 10 you get for free, and the other 10. But Saint won't do that. Saint is okay with just adding everything up in Wither Waves and just like not adding everything up in Zenith Zone Zero and basically saying that Wither Waves is getting way more polls. As you can see right here in front of you, this is 161 and this is free to play. Low spender, battle pass 185. The whole shebang 194. That is insane. That is insane, sir. Insane amount of polls. Insane amount of polls for free to play. But this is the thing. Like, if people are not doing the research, they're not going to realize that. I don't know. I just think it's just an agenda, really. I mean, bro, come on. You know, let's just get back to the video because, like, this man do be spreading too much misinformation, bro. It's just insane.
Do at this point is,
and this is why I made this video. It's not because I want to call out Saintontas or anything like that, or I hate Saintontas in general, but like the misinformation is just unreal. Like when I am not even noticing HP inflation in Zenith Zone Zero, I have units that I'm running 3-star W engine on. Like my main DPS running a 3-star W engine. Like some of my units not even running a W engine at all. And I'm still clearing endgame. And I look at it and I see this man talking about HP inflation is a big problem. Like nobody had a problem. There was literally no drama in Zenith Zone Zero until Saint decided to attack Zenith Zone Zero for no apparent reason. With the most wildest shit.
Make the value analysis. Is a standard S rank agent who likely might not actually see any play on your account or actually just be a dupe, and a standard W engine, which might also just be a dupe or might not be used on your account, is that worth 29 lim?
Which animal aura do you have? Take test.
I don't want to take test to find out which animal. I don't want to know.
It's very fair for some people to prefer 29 limited pulls over a W engine and a standard 5-star.
I think that's a fucking stupid argument. The reason why is because, like, say for if this, and I'm being honest, if there was an alternative universe where in Wither Waves there was a limited 5-star, a standard banner 5-star selector and a weapon selector that dropped in Wither Waves for the anniversary, we would never fucking hear the end of it. And that's the truth about it. And this is the problem. Like, the only reason why it's bad is because it's not in their game. It's not in Wuthering Waves, so it's bad. Like, a limited 5-star selector, a standard 5-star selector is bad in every other game apart from Wuthering Waves. Like, I could say the exact same thing about Wuthering Waves. There's a lot of people that would just be they just end up getting dupes They just end up getting things that they already have, given the fact that they already got a 5-star selector because of the bugs. So a lot of these units in Wooden Waves, they have better version of them out already. I could use the exact same argument Saint is using, but there is value to it. As I said, it gives the idea that the developers are still thinking about you in order to give you this free stuff because it doesn't really hurt them anyway. So it's actually a good PR move, and there are a lot of people that just like the character, a specific character in the banner that they want to get, or they have the character and they say, you know what, let me get the weapon for it because it's free. And to acquaint 10 pulls is better than this is insane because in that same pull, 10 pulls, you're not even guaranteed to get the character. Second of all, you're not even guaranteed to get a character at all. You can lose the 50-50 and still end up getting a character from this banner. And what worse, you're going to get one that you didn't pick in the first place. So which one is better, really? Honestly. To say that 10 pulls is better than this is wild work. Wild work, actually.
Some people, maybe like a newer player, might actually prefer the standard character and the standard W engine. But in actuality, pretty much every single veteran player that likely has copies of these units and copies of this, they would prefer 29 limited pulls.
That's a bullshit. I'm a day one Zenless Zone Zero player veteran, and I am looking forward to this because I need Grace as a character and I need Nakamada weapon. Because I have Grace weapon, but I don't have Grace, and I have Nakamada, but I don't have a weapon. So there's value that I'm finding in this, and I'm not the only case. There are other people that are looking for things. Even to go over Wooden Waves side, there are people that don't have a Farina that were wanting a Farina or wanting like a is S right S1 or S2 Farina. There's a lot of value in this, and one of the reasons why the standard banner is so good is because like it's very easy to get dupes off the characters. So you can end up getting the characters to C6 one day and it'll be very good. Or at least future proof for a little bit that it can be used from time and time to come. So to say this is like bad is like wild work, as I said, wild work.
That is the difference between these two anniversaries. 29 limited pulls or a standard character and a standard W engine. Guys, how are we going ahead and we're saying from a reward perspective that one is objectively better than the other and that one is clearing one over
because
the
it
other?
is.
If you simply just look at the facts of the situation and you see the comparison between these two games and what they're giving out
Saying
as
this
their
is not facts. You're just trying to spin the narrative to make it something that was really good sound really bad. Even not talking about the rewards, like say for example the other changes of lives in the game. There's a lot of things that are happening in that is good, but you just want to focus on the rewards, which is not even bad either. The rewards are really good. Well, you would know because you have no idea the value of the players or the characters in the standard banner anyways, because you don't know how to play the game. But it is what it is, you know?
total anniversary rewards, I don't think anyone can actually say that Wuthering Waves is worse or that Zenless Zone Zero is better. And in all honesty, the amount
To
of
be honest, people were saying Wuthering Waves was worse before Zenless Zone Zero even dropped their rewards. That's how insane it is. Because when you look at the main aspect of things, like throughout all the other main gacha games for the first anniversary, let's not say first anniversary, throughout all the main anniversary rewards that are going out right now in 2025, they are giving away free 5 stars. And for us as Wuthering Waves players to say that we shouldn't get free 5 star on our first anniversary because Genshin didn't give free 5 star on their first anniversary back when they didn't have any competition back in 2021, way back in the past, is insane. It's insane. Like, are we really gonna be moving forward? We're gonna be comparing ourselves to an old game 4 years in the past while we're living in 2025 where the standard is like completely different than what it was before. Like, let's just say I've heard a special leak about Genshin Impact, and when that shit drops, because this is something that a lot of these Wooden Rays CC always complain about. It has something to do with weapon loadout, artifacts loadout. I'm just gonna say it. When that shit drop, I want to see what they're gonna say. I really want to see what they're gonna say because that is gonna be fucking insane. I'm just looking forward to it.
Of discourse that
No, I know they're gonna spin it and say that it's too late. It's far too late. We don't need this anymore. It's far too late. But
that's happened over this subject. People saying that ZZZ is the best anniversary of the Big Four. Guys, I think that it just has to be severely astroturfed at this point. I would genuinely not be surprised, based off this information, if Hoyo is actually paying people to overshill this anniversary. Because it's 23 polls over a regular fucking patch. And people are talking.
You know what? Wait. Saint, no, wait. Let me see something. I have to do this. I hate to fucking do this. This is version 2.2 polls for Wooden Waves. I'm sorry for any background noise. I don't know why the fuck they're making. These people are fucking idiots, man. Like, they're making noise, and as soon as I decided that, I'm gonna go shower because they're making noise, they start making noise. And like I'll start recording now, they're gonna start making noise again. It's fucking retarded. By Saint's logic, this is version 2.2, the version before the Winter Waves anniversary. Mind you, we already established the free-to-play option. You get 52 polls, which he did say. This is the free-to-play poll for version 2.2 is 83 polls. You got more polls in the banner before than the anniversary banner itself. It's just insane work from Saintontas himself to be trying to spin this narrative. People got less polls in the anniversary compared to regular patches. That's how insane this is. And we're gonna sit here and say that Winter Waves anniversary is better than Zenith Zone Zeros. It's quite interesting, sir. I'm trying to cut down on the length of these videos.
The overall polls of the update, that's because it's version 2.0. That's because it's a whole new region expansion. People talking about these 140
that shit is like the dumbest excuse ever, because let me remind you, Honkai Star Rail's anniversary was 2.3.2. It was not the version update, and yet their rewards were pretty good. For people to say that Honkai Star Rail's rewards was not good is cap. Because, to be honest, it's very good. The problem that people had was that the 4 banners running at the same time for that amount of polls was not enough. That was their issue. But when they went over to Winter Waves, there was 10 banners running one time with less polls, and it was no issue. So in the end, it's just like favoritism.
150 polls in 2.0. That's not because the anniversary is overly generous. You're getting 23 of them. It's because version 2.0 is a 0.0 update. And that means that it naturally is going to come with a lot more polls. If you want the perspective in Wuthering...
That aspect is really bad to see. Because nowhere did they say that you're getting 20 polls because it's a new version. They literally said you're getting 20 polls because it's an anniversary. Like, to be fair, you can count 10 polls out of it because you're always going to get 10 polls, which is fine. I actually made a better argument than him, to be honest. Like, oh my god. But it's still using that argument would make Wooden Waves look so much worse.
Ways, for example. You want to know how many polls wuwa 2.0 had? It had 163. wuwa 2.0 had
Okay, let's see if that's
160.
true. Breakdown of Wooden Waves 2.0 rewards. So TLDR 56 polls plus a free skin. Doesn't include new region exploration, other permanent content. So conservative. Estimate totals come out to 150 polls free to play. So this 150 polls is like adding like what you get from exploration. That's insane. Oh no. So now we're adding exploration polls to this. Like, bro, how pathetic is this? Honestly to God, how pathetic is this if we're gonna like be adding even like nobody on God's green earth is like going around and adding exploration poles and chest poles as well. Like that is like insane work. But somehow it's totally okay over here. It's totally okay.
If you want to directly compare what a 0.0 update looks like, wuwa 2.0 with no anniversary rewards had more polls than ZZZ 2.0
And this is why you
with
guys
its
are
anniversary.
here for the actual facts. Like when he says it's bullshit, I'm gonna be there to make sure that I show you guys the real numbers. Because as you can see, it's 56 polls. Like when they add in exploration and like getting all the chests and stuff, then it goes to 150 polls. So this guy is literally talking out of his ass with using maths that Zone Zero, Honkai Star Rail, and Genshin Impact aren't afforded. Over on our side, we have to like just talk about the polls that we are giving away for free. We can't talk about what we're getting from events. We can't do that. We can't talk about what we're getting from exploration. Only Winner Ways can talk about what they're getting from exploration. And that's the only way that Winner Ways can win this argument. And that's just insane work.
Let that sink in for a second. wuwa 2.0 with no anniversary rewards has more polls than ZZZ 2.0 with anniversary rewards. And you want to know why that's the case? Because the anniversary polls are actually embarrassingly low. You are getting 23 more polls over a regular patch. 23
already debunked this in this video.
Over a regular patch because you already get 10 and people are out here gushing about it, saying it's God's gift to gacha. What are we doing, guys? How have we managed to spin the narrative to such a high degree?
The only people that are spinning narrative here is you guys. Like, we're just literally stating the fact of what we're getting. We're not adding everything up. We're not, like, psycho-analyzing things and, like, saying, oh, we get 20 polls from this event. Let's add it to it. We're getting 10 polls for doing this activity. Let's add it to it and bring up our number to 56 polls so we look a little bit better. Like, never in history have we ever, and I'm talking even Genshin Impact fans, have we ever counted like exploration polls as polls that we're getting. We only talk about what we're getting for free. And this is insane work, but I can understand why they're doing this. Because they can't stand the fact that Winter Waves lost in this, hands down. They can't stand it.
And they're talking about how absurdly generous these developers are being when it's 23 polls over a regular patch and 10 of them are locked behind the Yi Xuan banner. And then apparently Ju Fu Fu
about this because it's not like Winter Waves did it. Winter Waves didn't do this at all. Let's completely forget the fact that Winter Waves did the same shit and nothing happened. Nobody complained, but it's absolutely terrible once again because it's done by Hoyoverse.
The banner right after Yi Xuan, Ju Fu Fu is their best teammate. So you want to make sure you pull Yi Xuan And if you want Yi Zhuan's optimal performance, well, you don't even have a patch to save. You also
That's kind of a reach because like isn't Phoebe running with Zani, and isn't Carlotta Cartetia or whatever that Chicona? I don't know what to pronounce her name. The Wooden Ways Robin. Isn't she best in slot for the next unit that's coming out? Carlotta, Catalina, or something like that. I mean, and then they run Shorekeeper before they run Zani and Phoebe. So if you're using the same logic here, where are people getting the time to save in Wither Ways? It's interesting that only over here we have all the problems, but like if your game doing this like totally fine, and your game is doing even way worse, it's insane.
need to pull Ju Fu Fu in the immediate banner afterwards. This isn't even like wuwa at this point. People are complaining about Cartithia potentially needing Chicona. At least you get 2.4. At least you get all of 2.3 to wait for Chicona. In this game on 2.0, fuck it. You don't even have a patch to save for this character's best teammate. You just gotta go right after her banner ends. And you want to know what you're going to have right after her banner ends? A 10-pull login event. A 10-pull login event after you've exhausted all of your funds on Yixuan. Now, you got to get, if you want to get her best performance, now you got to get her best teammate, Ju Fu Fu. What has Hoyoverse done for this narrative? Is the idea of getting a standard 5-star and a standard W engine a year into the game, is that enough? That is enough for people to disregard that this is 20
in the background at the same time.
3 limited pulls over a regular patch. What are we genuinely doing here at this point? 23 limited pulls over a regular patch, and it's perfectly okay. It's perfectly fine because you got an outdated 5-star and an outdated W engine. Was my video deserving of all these comments? Probably not. Was my video deserving of 1,000 plus downvotes? Probably not. Could I have worded myself a little bit more nicely? Could I have been a little bit more objective about some of the facts that I was giving? Sure, could I have been less subjective about some of the facts that I was giving?
What facts? Sure. You were reaching, bro. There was no facts in that video. It was just pure reach.
Right? But let's be entirely honest here, guys. This anniversary is genuinely kind of mid. Now that we've looked at all of the details. And to have a different opinion when you're literally only getting 23 more pulls than a regular patch, I'm gonna be honest, guys. Are we delusional here?
What do you guys think, chat? Do you think like it's worse that Zelda Zone Zero is getting 23 more polls, or it's worse that Witherways got less polls than a normal patch as their anniversary? Which one is the worst one here? Because it seems to me the worst one would be getting less polls, which is what Witherways got. But, I'm just saying.
Genuinely delusional here. Where... I implore you. Where am I wrong? What is incorrect about the statements that I'm making? Leave a comment below. Clearly, please, I will read the comments. Let me know what I'm saying is wrong here. And give me a reason, a legitimate reason for why ZZZ is the best anniversary in Gacha. I would love to know. Because right now, I don't see it. Right now, I think it's recency bias. Right now, I think it's astroturfing. I think it's the fact that this community, this subreddit over here, is brigaded to high hell by people outside of it that don't even play the game. Because holy moly, 23 limited pulls over a regular patch, in my opinion, is kind of fucking pathetic. It's kind of legitimately pathetic. And to see this anniversary overglaze to infinity and beyond is one of the most absurd things I think I've ever witnessed. So apparently, ZZZ went the HSR route. They removed the normal daily login on a big patch, renamed it, and then act like they're giving exclusive anniversary rewards. Yeah, that makes sense because these are called all new program in the past too, and now they're relating it. Now they're naming it to the Fail You and Me gift. Oh, sorry, that's not how you the Fail You gift, and that's where they're putting the 10 pulls instead. Oh, yeah. So clearly, that is something that's happening as well. They renamed it and act like they're giving more. And Wuthering Waves just never did this. True, right? You look at the anniversary. They make it really clear. They keep the same exact UI. They always call it the Gifts of Grand Reunion. Yeah. Or maybe they don't call it the Gifts of Grand Reunion. Maybe they change the name every patch. But it's the same exact UI. And intentionally, it's convinced. Yeah, it's the same exact thing every single patch. So there's no room for, like, misinterpretation. While ZZZ, on the other hand, yeah, why they decide to change it to the Fail You gift this patch?
Because it's like
probably
10 bamboo poles plus the 10 limited poles. Do you really look at it and understand that in all those 7 days poles, there was no standard poles in it whatsoever? Because we don't value those poles. Actually, we get the limited poles. Let that sink in, Saint.
Because they want to over-represent how many pulls they're actually giving. And you absolute ding-dongs in the community are eating it all up. Eating all of this bullshit up with a smile on your face. Yeah, maybe Fail You and Me is the right name for this, because clearly you have failed the IQ check by thinking this is something crazy. We're this dedicated to defending Hoyoverse, ladies and gentlemen. I never did this, by the way, but HSR always removes it in the big patches. But now ZZZ is doing it too. It's all gaslighting, no respect to customers. That's a well-deserved wajaja. I do say so myself. People are bragging about 23 pulls over a regular patch in a game with 90 pity and a 75-25 on your weapon banner. This is embarrassing. So yeah, I'm right. I'm entirely 100,000,000% correct.
Oh, you are wrong.
Holy shit, I don't even know what's going on anymore. With how this narrative has gone to such a ridiculous extent, to the point where we're saying that ZZZ is objectively better than wuwa. That's a fucking joke. And let's get that straight, ladies and gentlemen. So with that, let me know what you all think. Peace.
Oh, sorry for showing the better game. I think this is it's a pretty interesting take. Like, I already know that whatever he said was gonna be bullshit, but like, it's, let them have it. Let them have it. Like, I already show you the glue, as Saintontas like to say. It's clearly obvious that Wuthering Waves anniversary rewards was less than a 2.2 anniversary rewards. It's clearly obvious that Zenless Zone Zero's rewards are way better than 3 times as much as Wuthering Waves if we use the same tactics that the Wuthering Waves community use by adding every single fucking pull in the game and event pulls. It's like 3 times as much because of Zenless Zone Zero. So clearly, the winner right here is Zenless Zone Zero in every single way. You see it here first. I will give you the absolute 100% unbiased facts. Like, this isn't things that I doctored in. Like, I could not know. I didn't watch this video beforehand. It just popped up when I was like getting ready to go and like manage my business and stuff like that. And it was worth it to like sit down and like break this down. And this is why I do these things, because the lack of information or the misinformation spread by characters like Saintontas and Tectone needs to be called out and accounted for, because it puts a bad representation on these other games. you're allowed to play and enjoy the game that you like. If you like Wuthering Waves and you want to play Wuthering Waves, fine, play your Wuthering Waves. If you want to play Zenless Zero, Star, Genshin Impact, play what you like. You should not be forced to hate a game because some other content creators say you should hate a game. And this is what guys like Saintontas and Tech don't do. They try to instill you or incentivize you to hate these games because these games don't value your time while being misconcept well, not really painting the picture for what it truly is. Because as you see, these guys pumped up the Wuthering Waves rewards to 57 with everything. Nowhere in the actual stream that says that they're gonna give you 57 pulls just given to you for free in Wuthering Waves. It was not like that. And nowhere in Zenless Zero did they say that we're going to give you 161 pulls for free like that. They're all tied behind events and stuff like that. And what they showcase up front is what is basically what they're going to give. So it's quite interesting. I didn't want this to be a long video either. Like, it was a 15-minute video, somehow became long. And the reason why it was like this is because, like, I have to go into details to showcase to people, like, why what Saint is saying is a load of crap. And that's honestly the case. Like, Saint lost this debate a long time ago. The anniversary is, like, better than Wuthering Waves by far. It's clearly obvious for everybody to see. And the more he holds on to this and the more he tries to justify himself and win it, it's just going to make him look like a clown. And what's worse is that, like, his audience is eating up. And that's fine. That's fine that his audience is eating up. They're trying to find some way to cope with the situation while knowing that, yeah, Wuthering Waves did a big fuck up. It's not like a little mess up like these content creators are trying to say. It's a huge mess up. And they're trying to sweep it under the rug and make it don't look like such a big deal. It's wild work to see the extreme criticism when Genshin Impact locked 10 polls behind the second half of the phase of the patch, which is wrong. And did Star did it? I don't think they did. I can't remember. But to see Wuthering Waves come around and do it as well, and it was not a big deal for them, and to see just a few days later or something like that, Zenless Zero do it as well, and it's a big problem over again. It's either a problem or it's not a problem. It's insane to see that Zani needs Phoebe, Kartetia is gonna need Chikona. These are like restrictive team building, obviously, and there is no complaint with Wuthering Waves. But when Mavika needs Seat Lolly or Skirk need Escoffier, it is restrictive team building and it's the biggest problem ever. But somehow you can see these same things happening with Wuthering Waves and there's no outcry, no problem with it. But when it happens in Holyverse games, it's a big problem. And that is because, at the end of the day, it's just favoritism and it's bias towards the people that actually play the game. So, to put this in news perspective, like, out here you will have guys like these big guys, these major corporations that are going to try to spin the narrative on what is really happening out there. I am the reporter that is going to be reporting it for what it is and actually talking the truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I don't have any ties to any of these games. I'm not sponsored by Holyverse. I'm not paid by Wuthering Waves. So I don't give it. I don't care. Like, if Wuthering Waves does something bad, I'm going to say it. If Genshin Impact or any of my favorite games either does anything bad, I'm going to say it. I'm not going to say that they did a good thing here when they didn't. And obviously, it's clearly obvious that Zenless Zone Zero knocked this anniversary out the park. And anybody that says otherwise is coping. That's the truth about it. They're trying to downplay it, make it look like it's not that big of a deal. But I guarantee you, if Wuthering Waves got the level of reward that Zenless Zone Zero got in this patch, everybody will be saying it's the best anniversary patch ever. Genshin Impact could never, Hoyoverse could never. Obviously. Like, honest to God, as somebody that actually play Wooden Wave, it's a filler patch. It's a dead patch. Anniversary. And that's the bad part about it. The anniversary patch should not be a dead patch. Implement some part of the story. It feels like I think they had a story quest, a main story quest to have, but I think they just didn't finish it in time because it was like trying to figure out how to best market, how to squeeze the most amount of money out of the player base. And that's just my opinion. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. This was a long one. Did feature some interruption with like people doing work while I'm trying to record a video, but it was an informative one. It's something that I didn't schedule because I was supposed to leave out like an hour ago or something like that, but I just had to make the video right then and there as it is. Take care, guys.